Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement, then we'll open for questions.
Congratulate North Dakota State, Coach Bowl, in the victory. Obviously, there were a lot of things that went with this football game. And that, honestly, that was pretty tough for those young men to answer those questions because of their emotions and their investment and just the way the game ended up. But congratulate them. I'm disappointed in not playing as close to perfect as we had hoped. Penalties have been referenced. We had a turnover. And all I can say is we got one more game to correct that and see what happens if we.
Do you feel, Coach, you needed a perfect performance to win here today?
I don't think you can ever have a perfect performance, but what we hope to do is build every week and get closer to perfection. I think we played some good football, real good football. I mean, there's been a lot of yards in that football game. The third down percentages are real low. It was a game of mistake here and mistake there, and ours were penalties. So, but yeah, that's our goal. That's our goal. But I mean, the 11 guys against 11 guys, there's a lot of things that go on in football.
What happened on legal substitution?
I think what happened is I was on the phone with the offense a little bit, but I think what happened is our guy that's in charge of that had told that we wanted to get a certain young man in. And I think that was told to him, but it wasn't told to the guy who was substituting. And in the anxiety, the excitement to try to block that and make it a much easier game toward the end, the 3-point game, they just made an error. And that's my fault. I mean, that boils down to me not being meticulous with everything we do. That's not a young man's fault or a young assistant coach's fault. That's my fault.
Coach, midway through the second quarter, it seemed to me at least NDSU was maybe poised to take control of the game, and you did something that really shut them down. What adjustments did you make to really settle your team down and get back in the game during the second quarter?
We stopped the power. All right, we got some pressure on him and sacked Jensen once or twice. Again, the time of possession is out of whack, but they had a 60-yard run that should have been a 5-yard run. So you eliminate that, it's a whole different football game. I give credit to the Jensen kid and the call and all that stuff, but I mean, we need to stop that. So I think it's a close football game, I really do. And again, if we eliminate errors, I am not taking anything away from North Dakota State and Coach Bowl. But I coached the Jackrabbits, and our expectations are high, and we didn't come close to what our expectations are.
Coach, what's your take on what I asked those guys just about kind of the repeated mistakes? Is it a discipline? You've talked about the maturity of this team, but it seems like they have discipline. Some of those are discipline.
We're 7-3, so I don't think we're a bad football team. The two crucial errors, obviously. I mean, when you jump off sides in this environment, yeah, that is discipline. All right. When you hit the quarterback late, and I'm going to look at the film. But when you hit the quarterback late, that's boning. That is putting yourself. That's taking the other 59 guys on the buses and saying I'm more important than you. I'm frustrated, and that's totally unacceptable. The substitution penalty is our fault. That's totally our fault. So if we're undisciplined, it's my fault. So I would write up our players that they're undisciplined.
Let's make next week a must-win for you, Coach, for postseason playoff.
Yeah. So these questions are you know the answer to that. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's a big game for us. This is a special group of young men, really special. And I'm not talking about athletic ability. This is one of the neatest, if I can use that word, and you can make it sound well, good. A group of young men I've ever been around. So yes, it is a must-win.
In your time in Missouri Valley, has this year been more defensive than usual?
Yeah.
And tonight was that an example of that?
Yeah. It was battle and I think there's a premium put on that in the Missouri Valley, and it should be in football, really. But we're not in an area where it's wide open.